Question. Why do 99% of comedians have to be the biggest phonies ever? They had an awful childhood. They don't know how to be human. And the only way to make people like them is to make them laugh. Yeah, I'd rather not be around that. Funk that. Oh, Demetrius, I think it's Fields or whatever your name is. Yeah, you're TikTok famous, but today you're Happy Hour famous. Here I come for you, bud. You broccoli-haired douche. Mm-hmm. Just look at the guy and, oh, I have a story for you guys. It's going to make you guys laugh. Oh, it's going to be good.
In your heart, you know he's right.
Doors closing.
Hi, this is Ryan Hoppe's mom, and you're listening to Happy Hour.
Welcome back to Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Yes, now. What? Now. If I hit this button, boom, the whole program's gonna start. Okay, well, hit it. All right.
Happy Hour starts in 4, 3, 2. Hoppe. This is Happy Hour with Hoppe.
Where we at? Always going in, never doubt it. Never worry about the dollar. Need a source or trending topic. Be the hottest, search about his competition. Microscopic, never copied. I'm a giant rolling weed up, now we flying. H-O-P-P-E. 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 You already know Happy Hour in your system.
Do you know what today is? If you don't know what today is, I'm going to tell you. Now, for the rest of the show, it's going to be an absolute madhouse, nothing but rants. But for the next minute, I'm going to be serious.
Good morning, my neighbors!
Today is Juneteenth.
Juneteenth is a uniquely African-American holiday.
Juneteenth is a celebration of when all the slaves were actually freed.
Oh, happy Juneteenth!
We'll do anything for Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
Hold your ears, folks.
It's showtime. That was cool. All right. Juneteenth to me is a very important day. If there's anybody out there that is offended by Juneteenth, you are racist. All right. So I have interviewed 361 people in my life. About 260 of them were radio hosts. Everybody from Charlemagne the God to Anthony from Opie and Anthony. I don't need to prove my resume, but I've interviewed a lot of people. Phil Hendry, whatever. Bob from Bob and Tom. And I like interviewing comedians, but it's like seeing how the sausage is made. Like growing up, I loved Ron and Fez, and I loved Opie and Anthony. I loved hearing comedians. And I was like, oh, I bet they're fun to be around. But then working on Rover's Morning Glory, and then working for Mike Calta, you learn that they're all troubled, clout-chasing human beings. You learn that they're all really sad people. Now, I'm not throwing stones from a glass house because I know radio is really not that different. But the thing about radio is you can have multiple jobs. You can have a producer on a show. You can have a phone screener. You can have different jobs on a show. So it's not singling out one person, if that makes sense. Like with comedians, you can only go to one comedy club at one time. So they're always competing with everybody else. Like you can listen to, let's say, I have a lot of people go, oh, during Mike Calta's 20-minute commercial breaks or Rover's long commercial breaks, I listen to you, and sometimes I don't go back. You can listen to multiple podcasts and radio shows in the morning or whatever time you're listening. But you can only go to one comedy club at a time. So a lot of these guys get threatened. So I used to interview comedians in the Tampa Bay area, and it made me known around here. And it was cool. This was about 9 years ago. And some of them, like Camp Bertrand, were like, oh, yeah, dude, when we make it in life, blah, 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 we're going to be like smoking a cigar on a balcony. And then they end up blowing up, and then you don't hear from them again. It's the Bert Kreischer disease. So I retired from interviewing comedians. I had Nick DiPaolo on, Jim Florentine, Jim Norton. I don't need to go through everybody I've interviewed because I don't want to sound like I'm bragging. It's boring. A lot of times when radio shows or podcasts get into wars with people, they start bragging about their resume. It doesn't matter. I know that I have 450,000 listens and that I have 25,000 monthly listeners. I'm being honest. It's not as big as other shows, but it's still respectable. So I get a message on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, there's this guy, Demetrius Fields. He's pretty famous. I've never heard of him, but he has 350,000 followers on Instagram, and he's got like 3 million followers on TikTok and like 1 billion views or likes or whatever. And I'm like, all right. So he DMs me, and he goes, hey, this comedian who I'm probably not friends with anymore, but I haven't seen him in 10 years, comedian Jared Waters told me about you and said that I should have you interview me or whatever. I'm going to be in town. And I go, okay. I don't like DMing. I'm not a 24-year-old. I like texting. So I go, hey, man, here's my number. Text me. And this is at like 9 o'clock at night. And he texts me, hey, this is Demetrius. And I'm like about to get laid with my girl. And I'm like, which was Tuesday. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to bed. I'll talk to you tomorrow. So I forget to text him on Wednesday. You know, it just kind of slipped my mind. So then I'm like, oh, yeah, Demetrius is in town. Let me text him. So I'm like, hey, bro, are you good for today at 4 p.m. or are you good on Thursday at 4 p.m. for an interview? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So I have 2 places that I record Happy Hour at. Topher Morrison's beautiful Personify Studios and at the Chill Room of Pinellas Park. And I don't film this show because it's audio only. I barely post pictures of myself online. And ever since I quit putting up videos, my listens have exploded on all the platforms. My social media presence, it appears like I have no listeners, but I know in my heart that I have listeners, so I don't need to prove anything. Like if you were to look at Demetrius Fields' Instagram and TikTok, you would think he's the biggest deal ever. And then you look at mine and you think I'm talking to a void. I mean, but we all are talking into a void because we'll be dead someday. So Demetrius goes, how does this work? Is this going to be a Zoom call? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, my show has a hotline number and I will call you. And this is after I've already talked to my manager / agent. And I rent out the room from him, this really nice studios I record in. They're on my social media. And he goes, I have a Zoom call at 4, but I will record it in another place because I want to have you get this interview going. So first of all, I'm already having my manager agent bend backwards to have me use this room to record the podcast. So then last night, I'm pulling into this kava bar. I'll never forget where I was. And I could immediately tell that this little douchebag, this little broccoli-haired hack of a comedian, and now you're going to go, well, Ryan, you were going to interview a comedian and now you're attacking him? Listen, I have 2 versions of my show. The buttoned up professional, I can do a 2-hour interview like nobody's business. Or I can be a shock jock and rant. I would have given him the buttoned up interview. I would have rolled out the red carpet for him. So he texts me, hey, is this going to be live anywhere? And I said, it's not live on the radio, but it airs afterwards on 18 platforms. It airs in 7 cities on podcast radio. It's on zradiolive.com. It's on all the podcasting platforms, and I'm heard in all 50 states and like astronomically good numbers. They're not Rogan. But if Demetrius Fields was Rogan material, maybe someday he will be. Knowing my luck, he'll blow up. But if you were such Rogan material, you wouldn't be asking the podcast in Tampa to have them on. If you were such a big deal, you would not have to ask me because he goes, oh, it's a podcast? Nah, man, I'm good. Thanks anyway. Listen, I don't know what you're expecting, Demetrius. Obviously, you're only coming in and listen, I'm not going to trash Side Splitters. I love BT. I love Side Splitters. Go see him Sunday at 7:30 at Side Splitters. He needs the ticket sales. I counted out the room. This is supposedly the TikTok star that's above doing podcasts / radio shows that air afterwards. There's 200 seats in the room, about 240 if you include the tables in the back. And he's only sold 20 tickets, which is about, at best, 10% of the room. So if you were such a big, bad TikTok star, Why would you need to ask your open mic comedian friend known as Jared Waters? That's called being a coward. That's called being a clout chaser. And you know when you look at somebody and you just know they're going to be a twat, but you want to give them the benefit of the doubt. But you look at them and you go, man, they just don't look like a good guy. I had a bad feeling about this kid. He's got that broccoli hair, and he's got that thing where, oh, I'm TikTok famous. I'm so cool. It's like, dude, you got a 90-day extension on your career. You know why? Because the whole TikTok controversy is not over with. You know, he was probably freaking out. What was it, like January 22nd or whatever, when they tried to ban TikTok? This guy is TikTok funny. He's not funny. He's TikTok funny. That's two different things. And that doesn't translate to comedy. The true comedians and true radio hosts don't, go well on TikTok. And the TikTok comedians don't do well on stage or on the radio. That's why TikTok radio has flopped on Sirius Radio, is the fact that it's all fake. But hey, maybe I'm being harsh on this little twat. You were a waste of my time. I had to talk to my manager, and he just thinks you are a broccoli-haired moron. I mean, seriously, I don't know what you want. Obviously, if you were so important, Demetrius, and so cool, you would have gotten on the Clout show. Or maybe Drew Garabo Live. I don't know what over-the-air radio show you're looking for. Is it going to be Bennington on Sirius Radio? Is it going to be the Sam Roberts show? Is it going to be Elvis Duran? Is it going to be Bubba the Love Sponge? MJ doesn't do interviews. Orlando and the Freak Show might have done it. What other radio show are you looking for, dude? The world is now podcasting. And this whole elitist attitude, oh, I'm above podcast. No, you're a clout chaser. And you saw the opportunity to promote yourself, because the whole thing I asked him in a text message, I said, all I ask is that you cross-promote. Because about 3 times a day, I'll get messages from aspiring actors, and I am all about promoting anybody. Aspiring actors, models. I've even hung out with porn stars. I'm like Jesus Christ. I don't judge. But all I ask is that you cross-promote me. And when he said that, he started asking if it's live over the air. And I go, you are in no business to be asking if it's live over the air. No one's courting you. Now, maybe in 6 months that'll change, but at this current moment that I'm recording on Thursday, June 19th at 12:01 p.m., a little bit afternoon, you are in no business to be picking and choosing. You have sold out 10% of that room, and you're going to open mic comedians like Jared Waters, to get you gigs. You have a problem. You are funny on TikTok. That is fair. But when it comes to the stage, not so much.
Real quick, have you guys been paying attention to what's been going on with Diddy lately?
He's got that thing where he's not sure if his humor's funny, so he's already kind of laughing at his jokes because he wants people to find him funny.
Yo! This is crazy. For the people who don't know in the audience, the police have raided Diddy's home. Inside his house, they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil. That's a lot.
Wow, what a punchline. Again, I have respect for comedians of what they do, not as them as people. So you're doing something I couldn't do, which is speak in front of people. I respect that. I don't even show my face. But you are a douche.
We've invaded countries in the Middle East for less oil. Do you understand?
Not bad.
We've known Diddy is a problem for a really long time, and I'm starting to think maybe he's buying this baby oil not for his supposed freak-offs, but maybe he's literally just slipping past the police. Maybe.
It's not like canned laughter. I'm not saying they're not laughing, but a lot of times when you go to a comedy club, or you'll see it with these clips I play of Jimmy Fallon or other shows, they feel bad if they don't laugh. Because these jokes aren't funny. I can't stand Bert Kreischer, but the guy makes me laugh. This ain't funny.
That's why we can't contain this here.
Oh, he has a problem with women, too. Because he's probably a selfish lover and doesn't want to give back to them at all in bed. But he's like, dude, I'm TikTok famous. You should go down on me. What the hell's wrong with you, dude? This is why I can't stand comedians. So freaking fake. You're all fake, dude. You all had troubled childhoods. You all went through something growing up and you want to be accepted. You know, if you went to dinner with this little broccoli-haired moron, that everybody would try to out-funny him. I've seen it. I've been at dinner tables with 5 comedians. I've been in a room with 40 comedians. I used to go to all the open mics. James Joyce, what up? They are so insecure. I think out of any profession that has ever existed, the profession known as comedy is fake. Yeah. He doesn't do a podcast, but he begs to go on shows. That means you're not wanted. Now that could change. You could easily end up going on Kill Tony, and I would want that to happen because I want other people to succeed, and I'm not rooting against you. I just think you're a twat. I just think you're an absolute imbecile. This freaking guy. I couldn't believe it. And I'm not even offended. I just had to bash him. And then Jared Waters last night texted me a whole thing. He's like, don't effing swear at me. Dude, shut up. Obviously, your boy needs help selling tickets. All the tickets that are sold are like in the front row. And now I want people to go to Side Splitters. I love Side Splitters. I've interviewed like 30 of the comedians that have spoke there. And I absolutely adore that place. They might not adore me anymore, but I want you to go see them. I'm not going to be like Clout and all the other comedians where it's like, don't go see that person. But Demetrius, if you're so good, you would have been courted by Clout. But you're an up-and-comer, and I'm rooting for you. But I also can't stand you, if that makes sense. I think you're kind of funny and like, TikTok angle. But you got this mindset that you think you're better than others. And that's going to hold you back in life. That's going to hold you back with women. They get such a big head. You're a comedian. It ain't that deep, dude. 3.1 million followers and 200 million likes. Respectable. Doing stand-up clips and sketches. The big part is sketches. I couldn't believe it. That's the most Gen Z thing ever. Where's your opportunity? Who's looking for you, Demetrius? Again, it's literally either Calta, or Calta in Tampa. And if you do somehow get to go on Calta, that's cool. Everyone that goes on Cowhead show sells out. But to go, I don't want to go on your show. I don't do podcasts. All right, dude. Have at it. You're probably really picky with women and then cry yourself to sleep at night wondering why you're alone. You probably think you're better than others. There's nothing worse than when you meet someone who's TikTok famous. They just think they're so cool. You are one incident with Trump and China away from losing all your likes. You are one incident from losing everything. And obviously, Side Splitters thought, all these likes on TikTok is going to lead to ticket sales, when less than 10% of the room is full. He did go on, let me see what podcast this is. Comedian Demetrius Fields on TikTok stardom, Cat Williams, his OnlyFans, and screenwriting. He went on the Kin of Comedy podcast. Not King. Kin of Comedy. All right. So you'll do their show. I try to not break down numbers because I have more subscribers than him, but he blows me out of the water. And I think it's unfair to judge people by their profession in the way that, you got this many subscribers. I got this many over here. Cool. We're all going to be dead someday. And I was so ready to give you the best interview of all time. But you once again proved why comedians are the absolute worst. All right, here's the deal. Go see Demetrius Fields, whatever his name is. This Sunday at Side Splitters. He really needs the ticket sales.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHappeRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before.
Whenever we're going outside,
All I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
What up?
Happy Hour will be right back.
Enough about clout chasing douchebag comedians. This following segment has been brought to you by DZBZHoney.com, the best Delta 8 CBD honey around. When you go to DZBZHoney.com and at checkout use promo code HOPPE, you can save 20% on the best Delta 8 CBD honey around. Comes in the form of a lollipop. Lollipop. Lick it. A honey stick or a jar of honey. However the hell you want to get high, go to DZBZHoney.com and use promo code HOPPE, okay? You guys ready for a funk a dat? I got some things on my mind. You ready? Question to world famous, so important comedian known as Demetrius Fields. So this TikTok famous comedian with 3 million followers hits me up. Says he wants to be on Happy Hour. I'm like, cool. But the moment he finds out it's a podcast and not a rented studio with ring lights and fake fans, he goes, oh, I don't do podcasts? Funk that. You do crowd work at Side Splitters in front of a room that's 10% full on a Sunday night, but a podcast is where you draw the line? You got more TikToks and punchlines, bud. You ghosted the one podcast that actually wanted to have you on. Funk that. And to Jared Waters, who referred me to him and then got mad when I swore at you. You toss around my name like it's a free drink coupon and I'm the problem? You're all the worst. I'm not out here begging for guests. I'm building radio history. You want to pass on the platform? Cool. Just know that when this clip hits and people are laughing at you, not with you, that's not a podcast moment. That is Happy Hour history.
In your heart, you know he's right.
Doors closing.
Douchebag.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
It's Happy Hour!
Hey, it's Intern John from, Intern John, your morning show. You're listening to Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
More entertaining than a reality TV meltdown, this is Happy Hour.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Happy Hot Topic!
This is not headline news. Liquid Death sold cans with Ozzy Osbourne's DNA in them. But hey, let's be careful. If Jurassic Park has taught us anything, it's not to clone dinosaurs. Disney Plus will release a Jaws documentary. Jaws made us afraid of the water. Jaws 2, 3, and 4 made us afraid of sequels. Experts say avocados may help treat insomnia. Little known fact, if you eat avocados while watching Jimmy Fallon, you'll sleep through November. MGM's Aria Las Vegas charges $26 for a bottled water. Or as that's known in the hotel industry, half price. And the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders are getting a 400% pay raise. That's a pretty sweet deal since they never have to work beyond the wild card game. This is not headline news.
Prime Day will be a 4-day event from July 8th to the 11th. It started in 2015 as 1 day, then 2, now 4. At this rate, by 2027 it will just be called Capitalism Month. But sure, keep impulse buying mini waffle makers or Bluetooth-enabled nose hair trimmers. Because Jeff Bezos definitely needs another yacht.
That was okay. 856-49 Hoppy. Let's see if these people are funnier than Demetrius Fields.
The Louvre in Paris shut down this week after employees went on strike to protest mass tourism. You don't like tourists? You're a museum. Where are the tourists supposed to go? Do you think people are like, we should really go to Paris this year and see their banks?
You could learn a thing or two about being funny, Dimitri.
Congratulations to the Florida Panthers who beat the Oilers to win the Stanley Cup. Edmonton fans were heartbroken. This was Canada's last chance to win the Cup before they become our 51st state.
Wow, frickin' funny.
The makers of Lay's potato chips have announced bacon grilled cheese is the winner of their Do Us a Flavor contest. Same, said those psychos over at Oreo.
Hey parents, struggling to find a summer camp for your child? We have plenty of spots available at Camp Labor. At Camp Labor, not only will your child be gone from 9 to 5, they'll learn valuable skills like stitching garments, harvesting crops.
All right, we have that rule that if I'm bored, you're bored. Did you know that today is National Martini Day? It's perfect that it's on Juneteenth because you can celebrate Juneteenth by having some martinis. That button was for every martini I'm not going to drink today because I don't drink anymore.
This is the martini time of day.
Martini? National Martini Day. How should one celebrate National Martini Day?
Martini! It's martini time!
Vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred.
Whose leg do you have to hump to get a dry martini around here?
I got to be careful because of the music in the background. Again, how do you think I feel? I'm over here doing a radio show. Even though I am leaving that Spreaker platform today, so the copyright should be a little more chillaxed. God, it's freaking frightening. Every day you do a show and you try to not breathe into the microphone and you just want to celebrate Martini Day without getting hit by the copyright gods. A man discovered that his ex-fiancée married him without his knowledge.
I was talking to the lieutenant. I said, I don't think in 23 years I've ever heard of anybody who managed somehow to get married to someone who wasn't present for a ceremony. I've talked to the victim, and he's going through a significant process to try to have to fix this at this point.
Ah, man. I almost got married once, and then she dumped me and then got pregnant a year later. Oh, Melissa, you could have had the best life ever. You got a kid at 20. I wonder how she's doing. A large I Love Taco sign falls at Taco Festival and injures 3 in Colorado.
We got to Top Taco. We were super excited. The 4 of us went and posed in front of it, and it was really the last thing I remember.
It was just like all of a sudden the sign was on us. I couldn't believe how heavy it was.
I remember I kept reaching for the top of my head, like, I feel like my head has exploded. 11 staples, 4-inch gash in my head, 4 fractured vertebrae, a lot of chaos, and nobody knowing where or what to do.
All right, there you go. I don't know what I would want to do. I'd want to be like, hey, this free taco sign hit my head. Is there a way I could get a lifetime supply of tacos? That's all I would want.
Yo, what?
Here's Justin Bieber freaking out at the paparazzi.
On June 16th, one day after celebrating his first Father's Day, the singer noted in an Instagram post that he has anger issues. People keep telling me to heal.
Yeah.
Don't you think if I could have fixed myself, I would have already? I know I'm broken. I know I have anger issues.
Dude, if you live to 100, you got 70 years left. You got plenty of time to fix it. You're just you're such a narcissist, you don't want to fix it. You moron.
He wrote, adding, I tried to do the work my whole life to be like the people who told me I needed to be fixed like them.
I just...
And it just keeps making me more tired and more angry. The harder I try to grow, the more focused on myself I am. Bieber also said that Jesus is the only person who keeps him wanting to make his life about others, adding, because...
God, why is it that not all religious people, I got to preface it with that, why are a lot of these religious people the biggest ass? Why?
Honestly, I'm exhausted with thinking about myself lately. Aren't you?
We really are, bud.
The 31-year-old's post comes hours after he shared text messages with an undisclosed person declaring
he is mentally unhinged. Everybody talks about Kanye West being crazy, but Bieber's craziness needs to be discussed.
Their friendship officially over. I will never accept a man calling my anger lashing out. I enjoyed our short-lived relationship.
I'm glad he's glad it's over.
The dad of one appears to say. Access Hollywood has reached out to Bieber for comment on his latest posts.
I wonder what it's like you're hanging out of your house, because we've seen videos of Bieber at his house, and E! News or Access Hollywood reaches out and you don't get back.
In the past few weeks, Bieber has uploaded other controversial social media posts and has been caught on camera addressing his frustrations. On June 12th, Bieber confronted a paparazzi. You'll take this video out of context like you always do.
No, it's pretty much in context that you act up in public,
he said repeatedly in the now viral exchange, before adding, I'm at my wit's end is what I'm at.
That's not good. The problem that Bieber doesn't realize is that when you address the haters, you're giving it power.
Demanding respect. You confuse my anger with disrespect. It's anger because you're disrespecting me. You don't get to disrespect me and get away with it. No, not tonight, sir. Not tonight, sir. According to footage posted online, their exchange lasted about 11 minutes. A few days earlier, the singer spoke out in an Instagram caption that read, tired of transactional relationships.
Well, you should not have married the side chick.
If I have to do something to be loved, that's not love. The 31-year-old also sparked reaction online after his wife Hailey Bieber landed the cover of Vogue, and he commented that he once told her in a fight that she wouldn't achieve it.
He must be awful to be married to. I bet she regrets stalking him.
Yo, this reminds me when Hailey and I got into a huge fight. I told Hales that she would never be on the cover of Vogue.
Wow, the real supportive guy. It's almost like he married the side chick.
Yikes, I know, so mean. For some reason, because
he kind of types like Britney Spears because they're both backcrap crazy.
I felt disrespected, I thought I gotta get even. The 31-year-old wrote on Instagram at the time, adding, I think as we mature, we realize that we're not helping anything by getting even. We're honestly just prolonging what we really want, which is intimacy and connection.
Yeah, that's why you should have been with Selena since the beginning.
The Grammy winner then asked his wife for her forgiveness. So baby, you already know, but forgive me for saying you wouldn't get a Vogue cover, because clearly I was sadly mistaken.
Yeah, they're in a loveless relationship, but they don't want to admit that it failed.
He wrote. Justin's post sparked a flurry of responses in his comment section. One user wrote, let's think before posting maybe. While another said, you should have kept that to yourself, baby.
Yeah, don't call him baby. Baby, 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 oh.
Others appeared unbothered by it, as one person commented, real one twin, while another said in part,
Bet that person's sexist.
I understand this could be worded better, but I think people might be missing the point. At least from how I see it, I don't think there's any malicious intent in his caption.
I think there's a little bit of it.
Adding, if I understand him, he's acknowledging her success while apologizing for doubting her. Hailey herself did not immediately react, but within hours, the singer replaced his caption with several emojis. Though this marks Hailey's first solo American Vogue cover, she and Justin did previously appear on the iconic mag together back in 2019.
I don't care anymore. You can feel my audience getting bored. You can feel my audience going, Ryan, please move on. I saw this. This is kind of cool.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders have scored a major touchdown. During episode 7 of the second season of America's Sweethearts, Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, now streaming on Netflix, the women reveal they've been given a 400% pay raise.
Oh, wow. I wish radio would do that.
With Jada McLean, who's been on the squad for 5 years, revealing how much they could now be making. Telling the New York Times in an interview published...
And she's freaking hot. Sit on my lap.
June 18th, that veteran cheerleaders on the team could be earning more than $75 an hour.
That's not bad. It's like $150K a year, kind of.
In response to the pay increase, Dallas Cowboys Senior Vice President of Communications Tad Carper tells NBC News, "We're pleased, as you'll see in the series, that the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders were happy with the outcome."
Oh, yeah. I wonder if Jerry Jones is like, now you gotta pay me.
The change in compensation, which takes effect for the 2025 NFL season, marks the end of a years-long fight by the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders for fair pay.
I'm glad you guys kept fighting, baby.
NBC Sports reported in 2022 that the cheerleaders were making an average of $22,500 annually.
Wow.
While the club's overall value is estimated to be around $9 billion.
You're telling me rich and elite boomers are cheap? Who would have thought?
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
Don't believe all you read on the internet, guys, all right?
Travis Kelce is shaking off the speculation.
Get it? That Swift song. Shake it off. Get it? What they did in there?
Amid rumors.
I'm surprised they didn't say he had bad blood with the media.
Speculation. Amid rumors swirling that he's lost 25 pounds during the NFL offseason, the Kansas City Chiefs tight end is now setting the record straight.
I wonder if Taylor's got a tight end.
Telling reporters during a June 18th press conference.
Hey, you lost about 25 pounds. What type of work?
First of all, I never said that.
No.
Don't
He does look like he did, though.
believe all you read on the internet, guys.
I feel like he's going to have a good year.
All right. Never told anybody. I'm down some weight. Yeah, from the end of the season last year. But each year's different, man.
God, I cannot wait for the NFL.
You gotta rebuild it, and this year got some time to really focus on some form running and some things early on in the off season that I just didn't have time for last year, and certainly feeling good, and I think it'll pay off, man.
All right, there you go, man. You know, Taylor, now that they're hanging on in the offseason and she's not doing her 7-year Eras tour, and he's not playing in the NFL, you know her home cooking got him in shape. You know she looked at him and was like, I don't know about sports ball, but you need to lose weight. But if he would have said that to her, she would have wrote a song about it.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppyRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
I've been trying. There, I did it again. I've been trying so hard not to breathe into the microphone, but it's hard.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Hi, how the hell are you? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. This following segment has been brought to you by Fortify.com. FORTIFEYE.com for the best pre and post workout around. Comes in the form of coconut caramel and fruit punch. At checkout, use promo code Ryan20 to save 20%. FORTIFEYE.com. Rich Keeley, Master Barbershop at richcapebarber.com. 4545 West Kennedy Boulevard, and that's in Tampa. He is our longest running sponsor, and he's the best barber around. But you can't just show up and go, hey, Rich, can I get a haircut? No, sign up at richcapebarber.com, and there you'll save $10. WestChasePrinting.com, the best printing company in all the Bay Area. Business cards, posters, yard signs, whatever the hell you need. On that invoice, I tell them I sent you. Amir Academy of Martial Arts at AmirAcademy.com. 22nd 22nd Street North, and that's in St. Petersburg. There I am fighting my stutter. It's like that song from Joe and Mystical. Stutter, 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 stutter. 2700 22nd Street North, and that's in St. Petersburg. Amir Academy will help out your stutter. Got women's self-defense classes, kids classes, MMA classes, whatever the hell you need. Go to Amir Academy of Martial Arts at AmirAcademy.com. This is also being brought to you by counselingoncall.net. Are you mentally ill? especially if you are a comedian. We know you're all mentally ill. Go to counselingoncall.net if you're in Florida and Maryland and tell them I sent you. Okay? Does that work with you? Is that okay? Listen here, buddy boy. Listen to me carefully. Question. Why do listeners of podcasts or radio shows think that the host is their friend? I know you're alone and you're listening in your truck, but have some common sense and realize that we're all mentally ill people looking for approval. Funk that.
In your heart, you know he's right. Doors closing.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
It's Hoppe Hour!
Hey, this is Southside Steve out of Atlanta, Georgia, host of the Yeah Come On Show podcast. And you're listening to the Hoppe Hour with my friend Ryan Hoppe, fellow radio rock god. That's a Yeah Come On. Hoppe rocks. Yeah, come on.
You could be doing anything else right now. But you're here with Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe. We applaud your questionable life choices.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Happy Hot Topic!
Halsey took full control at her recent Pittsburgh performance.
I love Halsey. I'm bad in love. When that song came out, I used to be the board op overnight for Hot 1015. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, they did this thing where they would play it every hour, and I hated it. But now that it represents me being in my 20s, because it was like 7 years ago, I miss it. I'm bad in love.
The singer stepped in just in time to save a videographer from getting burned by stage pyrotechnics during her June 14th concert. As they noticed the cameraman coming closer to her as they sang "Without Me," they mouthed "Get out of the way" and waved the videographer to the side of the stage as they knew the fire was set to appear where the videographer was approaching. After the videographer failed to pick up on the cue, the singer jumped up without missing a beat, quickly exclaiming, "There's pyro coming, move," while rushing to shove the videographer off to the side of the stage just before the flames shot up. Following the scary moment, the 30-year-old quickly ran back to the center of the stage with a nervous giggle to continue singing the hit song. However, this isn't the first time Halsey, who is now engaged to Victoria's star Avon Jogia, has encountered a major stage mishap. In 2021, they ran into a similar anxiety-inducing moment while performing a concert at Madison Square Garden. Halsey said on the Late Late Show with James Corden in January 2020.
James Corden was such a douchebag. Maybe Demetrius Fields can go on that show. Oh, wait, it's not real. It's canceled.
One time I was on stage and everything stopped working. Sound, lights, video, music.
All right, I can't play that because of music in the background. Again, if it drives you nuts when I stop clips in the middle, maybe you can start donating money to me so I can pay for the $10,000 per month. Per year, whatever it is for a copy. All right. Antonio Brown is an absolute freaking mutant. He is just your prototypical dude has CTE case ever. He is on the run from the cops over that incident, and he was live streaming. But this should not be a surprise to anybody, as this is the same player who walked off the field and quit. I still think he's a Hall of Famer, but I just would not want to hang out with him. Maybe he can have Demetrius Fields on his live stream. Here is Antonio Brown, out of his mind.
Where my people's at?
It's him playing solitaire or something. Wow, that's the. This is really good. Not at all. No wonder he's had no offers from TV networks. This is trash.
DC game for life.
Wow, good job, bud. Honestly, it's probably better to be arrested than do that video. I mean, what are you doing, bud? This next headline's funny. Miley Cyrus says that Billy Ray Cyrus used to toke up on the Hannah Montana set and that people thought it was Miley. There was this kid I grew up with named Kyle. And his dad used to toke up at our little baseball games. We used to play t-ball in like first and second grade. And people used to toke up there, and his dad did all the time. And unfortunately, his dad died of cancer 11 years ago-ish. And he was a really good guy. He lived off of EBT, and he had a really hard life. I think he served in Vietnam War. And oh boy, did we used to smoke weed with him. I'll say his name. A shout out to Keith. If anybody from Illinois is listening and knows who Kyle and Kurt is, love you guys. But your dad was the GOAT. We used to drink with him.
What's a core memory from the Hannah Montana days that still makes you laugh?
Dad smoking pot and everyone blaming me for it.
What a cackling hen. Sounds like Christy Lee and the Bob and Tom show.
What?
I do remember.
It's hilarious.
I know. Oh my God.
He wasn't sharing because Tish wasn't token yet.
No, Tish. And they
No wonder Billy cheated on Tish. She's freaking annoying.
were calling me saying B-Ray was smoking pot, and I was saying absolutely not. He would never do that.
Of course he would. He looks like the biggest pothead. Why? Because I'm wine.
It's Mitchell Musso.
Well, it was Mitchell. It was Mitchell Musso.
God, they got annoying voices. I mean, I'm on to talk about voices, right?
It was Mitchell Musso.
There you go. Maybe you can go on that podcast, Jordan Fields. Not Jordan. I don't even know your name. Demetrius Fields, whatever it is. Jordan Fields would be a more interesting guest. Let's see here. Speaking of Jordan Hudson throws shade at Bill Belichick's ex. She wrote this post. Last March, we strutted into the first ever doubleheader pageant for Maine and Massachusetts, both well prepared and optimistic. In the final moments before parading back on stage to learn the judge's verdict, we exchanged mutually assuring "you got this" is. Next thing I know, my head is bowed on center stage as Sal delivers the final verdict, which at the time felt like a death sentence. First runner-up, like a good loser, I mustered up the fake smile I could. Minutes later, as a starred crown was placed over your perfect bun, my fake smile became an involuntary one. It felt like that unnecessary emotional scene from Inside when Bing Bong whispers to himself, "Take Riley." I bet Bill Belichick has no idea what that means. I had hope the stars would align for us to share the title holder experience, but I was happy that my friend was universal bound on her rocket. So I slipped out of the Marriott and folded into my obscurity, which is the smartest thing you could have done, honey. You're annoying. Like a true queen, you'd stay down to earth while up in space, for you had been a devastated member of the first runner-up club twice. You're a friggin' model. You're hot. That's all you can do. That's why you're dating Belichick, because you're nothing without him. For every hot girl, there's someone who is sick of having sex with them. And that's the most Swifty behavior ever, to like write a whole thing and think that people care. I saw this here. Khloe Kardashian says she was more confident when she was heavy. Of course, because that was your natural look. You were thick. Listen to me out there, women. Because 60% of our audience is women. I love when a girl's thick. I love a nice little thick Cleveland girl with a tire iron. That means they can party and they give good head. But when Khloe changed her look around 2018, I remember Clout was like sharing it, obsessing over it. I'm like, that's your type of woman. But she says she regrets it.
The bigger I was way more confident. I think because, like, what do you...
She used to look like one of those Amazon women from that Futurama episode. About 30% of my audience will get that reference.
Going to say about me? I know all the things you're going to say, and I would have my days that I would feel low and all of that. And then I will say, when I started my fitness journey and like becoming in shape, I felt such a need that I had to keep this up.
She was embarrassed that she actually looked like a genuine woman and that she didn't look like the rest of her sisters. Because the Kardashians have a moment where they look like a normal woman. And then what happens is Kris Kardashian gets involved. I mean, as a teenager, Kendall and Kylie looked normal. And Kendall kept it up and is low-key. But Kylie just looks like the rest of them. It's an illness.
Like, even if it wasn't for me, I felt like, well, I can't get fat again because everyone's expecting that to happen. And it was also a different type of attention I was now receiving. And then once I got a little older, I was like, well, wait, this is gross. Like, I hated that that's why I was getting more attention.
Yeah.
Because I looked a certain way. Because it's exciting and it's all this newness.
Absolutely.
So you're in it and you're like loving it. And then after a minute, you sort of remove yourself and you're like, this is all so fake.
Yes.
And I think as long as you know that, and
I bet Kris is just an awful mother.
You're like, I know this is all smoke
and you know OJ wasn't a good father for Chloe.
And mirrors. I know this is all so fake and I'm not doing it for them. I need to make sure I'm doing this for me. I mean, it's a lot of, like, I have a lot of self check-ins.
Whatever.
And not that this is good, but sort of when I have bad things happen to me in my life.
You know, having Kris Kardashian is nothing but bad things.
I get to be really introverted and have these major self check-ins. And then
she's got a good voice, though. She could do like an audiobook.
Realize, like, am I doing this for me? Am I doing this because I'm trying to impress somebody else? Or
I would love to have her do voiceover for Happy Hour. Hey, you're listening to Happy Hour.
For society or what?
Yeah.
And once you like, whatever your answers that you come to, I think when you realize, okay,
oh yeah, you know about coming.
Okay, I need to do what's best for me, and you start doing that. The rest doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I think it's so important to teach.
Whatever. There you go.
Ex-Purdue Hoop star Zach Edey was busted for reckless driving.
Yeah, Zach Edey, who plays for the Memphis Grizzlies, was going like 100 miles per hour in Indiana. And I'm going to come to his slight defense. It is so freaking easy to speed in Indiana because you're just trying to get somewhere. It takes about 4 hours to go through the state. It's all cornfields. One time I was driving for my first time I tried out for Rover's Morning Glory, and I was going about 85, and I got pulled over. And I have meds that I take. And I was going to bring them all. And my dad was like, don't bring the pill caps or don't bring the pill bottles. Because what if you lose them? Just put them in a bag. So I put all my meds in a bag. And then they thought I was like a druggie. So I'm in the back of this cop car. And then I'm like, no, I got this Dr. McFall in Schaumburg, Illinois. It was no good.
Please subscribe to RZ News for more updates.
All right, there's that. So Zach Edey was caught speeding in Indiana. Although I'd rather have that reckless charge of reckless driving than be Eric Bledsoe, who was a great NBA player, kind of a borderline Hall of Famer since everybody makes it in. But he was hit with domestic violence after allegedly striking a woman and adding bruises and swelling to her face. Listen, women can be freaking annoying. They never shut up. They make everything about them. But so do men. But if you have the audacity to hit a woman, you're a coward. That's all you are. I saw this headline here. Now, we're kind of doing Hoppy's Hoops, but I was afraid to play the Hoppy's Hoops music, which we'll have back soon. So it's just been kind of a dry show. And I usually don't like it dry. But Jenny Buss and family agreed to sell the Lakers to the Dodgers owner, which I think is a smart decision because they have no idea what they're doing. And I think the Dodgers owner is going to use that money out of his pocket to make the team better. And then there's this.
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
Giannis has been enjoying his time on TikTok recently. He even said that he wants to become a streamer on one of his TikTok lives.
I'm having so much fun this summer.
This
is going to be the greatest off-season of all time.
I love Giannis. He's so freaking cute.
Yeah. Basically, I'm having my own podcast without doing nothing.
You should do a podcast with Demetrius Fields, whatever his name is.
People are out here asking me questions.
This is what streamers do, right?
Should I start streaming?
Oh, God, no. Please, no.
ISO Speed. Kaisenet. Man, help your brother out, man. I want to start.
Please, let's.
I love Kai Cenat. He's just annoying, but I love it.
Why not?
Because we have 4 kids and a lot of other responsibilities.
She seems like a buzzkill, man. That's why you don't have 4 kids.
See them how they do it. They're actually really good at it.
I'm sure.
Engage in the video.
I don't want to listen to that cackling moron. Let your husband do something. You have 4 kids. That's all you have. Ugh. Shut up.
We know Joel McHale has got jokes.
Hey, how's it going, entertainment tonight? What's up? I never make fun of you guys. I look forward to almost 4 seconds of this being used. Who's got more money, Mary Hart or Tesh?
But the man also has a really good head of hair.
Well, hold on for a second, because on the We Might Be Drunk podcast, the 53-year-old father of 2.
God, he looks good for 53. And by the way, Joel McHale is one of the funniest dudes ever. Community used to drive me nuts that they had 1/5 of the audience of Big Bang Theory. It's the proof of idiocracy, because Community was at the same time as that show, and it's funnier.
Let the hairless cat out of the bag.
Your hair looks amazing.
Yeah, I'm fully bald.
I'm Mark Norman. Everything I say sounds like a comedian.
This is, yeah.
Okay,
Maybe you can go on that show, Demetrius.
I didn't want to broach it.
I don't know about you. I'm Mark Norman. I'm pretty funny, but I always talk like this. Well, I'm Sam Moron.
4?
4?
Yeah. I did it way back when it was a strip, which was painful.
All right, there you go. There is a headline right here.
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
Ann in St. Pete has called 911, get this, more than 16,000 times,
Loser! I bet you're a Bubba listener, Kelton.
including hundreds of calls about his own neighbors.
Dispatchers say most of them, I would say the vast majority, were not true emergencies. Of course, that's what 911's for. News Channel 8's Georgia MacArthur spoke with neighbors and local dispatchers who say it's not just the call volume, it's the fact it's putting the community at risk. Right, Georgia?
That's right, Stacey and Josh. And according to this report, not only did he call 911 16,000 times, he called 911 more than 3,000 times this year alone.
Whatever.
Now, I spoke to Mr. Samuel Thomas on the phone. He denies any wrongdoing and told me he was simply just reporting neighborhood nuisances. Investigators say Samuel Thomas has called 911 more than 16,000 times in the last 5 years.
That's a lot, man.
Including more than 3,000 calls just this year. Many of those targeted one family, and some neighbors say this pattern of calling has gotten out of hand.
But I noticed sometimes if the music too loud, he'll start calling and cussing and raising hell. That's just over excessive. That's wasting taxpayers' money.
The final straw, police say Thomas claimed someone was shooting an AR-15 in the roadway in a neighborhood on 11th Avenue in St. Petersburg. But when officers arrived, they found children playing in the front yard and a family having a barbecue.
Yeah, he's a psychopath.
When you're reporting that somebody's shooting off an AR-15, we're going to send a lot of resources out to see you instead of just 1 or 2 when you haven't.
And this girl's pretty cute. I was like, you never want to date a cop because you can never trust them. Mm-hmm.
Normal complaint of drugs or
whatever. I have a story about a cop. So there was this one time I was visiting Chicago, and I matched with this cop who went by the name Ace. I wonder why. And I didn't know she was a cop, and we met downtown at the Virgin Hotel. I got her a drink. We're doing our thing. And she goes, do you know what I do for a living? And I went, what? She goes, I serve and protect. And I was like, what are you, a counselor? She's like, no, I'm a cop. And I was like, oh, that's cool, as I'm like smoking weed. Well, I don't see her again. But we were only talking through Bumble. How about on my birthday? She texts me, and she goes, happy birthday, cutie. And it's from like a 773 number. And I'm like, who is this? And she's like, this is Melinda or whatever her name is. And I go, who? She goes, Ace, we went on a date. And I was like, Good to see that a cop is using her info to stalk a guy. Good old cops. They think they're above the law because they pretty much are. It makes you wonder what cops do behind closed doors that we don't know about. What's going on here? This is JoJo Siwa saying Chris is her favorite person ever. The guy she's been hooking up with.
Calm out here.
How are you?
Doing? I'm all right. How are you doing? Thank you.
Good. I have to ask you, you and Chris look fantastic together. How are
Gosh, she looks freaking hot since she started banging guys.
things going?
Oh, it'd be better if he was here, but it's going great. It's
He's probably banging someone else.
going great. It's
Okay.
been lovely.
I love to hear that. I want
Lovely. Get the penis.
to know, I'm curious, it's Pride Month. What do you have to say to a lot of the people who have been kind of questioning your relationship and, questioning your decisions with me?
Oh, I mean, look, I think I want to spend my time.
What I do for you? The closest to you right over here.
Oh,
She seems a little more likable since she started dating guys.
lovely. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. There you go.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
guys.
Thank
Appreciate you
you
guys.
very
Listen,
You guys
I
taking
want to wait for him to say goodbye.
I'd be so sidetracked if I had the media talking to me like paparazzi. I'd be like trying to do something.
The thing is love is a beautiful rainbow, and I think that the LGBTQIA community
They add so many new letters. Like, let me keep up.
needs to remember that love is love, and I think the hate from within the community is something that I've learned a lot from.
Yeah. 3 years ago, I went to the gay pride parade with my ex, who's probably more into women than guys. Mm-hmm. And this was the day after the abortion ruling was overturned. And people said I was the problem because I was the white guy. And I said, you're being phobic against hetero people. And they didn't like that.
And I think that a lot of people get to grow from. And I'm one of those people. But I think that it just, again, I get to be an example of love is love. You can be happy. And,
They need to get better microphones. They have so much background noise. They're like these laughing mutants.
Hey, James.
Hi,
Divas. How are you guys?
Talking about how love is
Oh, there's James Charles making it about him.
love.
Oh, okay.
yes.
So on that note, I do want to ask though about the Miley Cyrus comment.
James Charles is like, there's a camera. Let me get in front of it because I've been canceled and I'm irrelevant since 2021.
And,
Oh, yeah, I guess.
What I know you said you DM'd her. And
I did.
She responded. Have you guys
Yes.
talked more since then? Are you upset with her about that or?
Oh, God, no, I couldn't. No love lost at all. She's Miley Cyrus.
JoJo Siwa used to have that bratty energy. She seems like she grew up a little bit, man. Mm-hmm.
I grew up loving her. I'll
Literally, I just said that and she said it.
forever love her.
Things seem to be moving pretty fast with you and Chris. What's that relationship like? We're open to this relationship very soon. We saw a lot very quickly.
I mean, listen, he is my favorite person in the world.
Hell yeah. You'll be back to women soon.
By the way.
Thank you.
All right, there's that. Saw this here. This is interesting. Donald Trump's granddaughter was spotted working at Dunkin' Donuts. I'm sure it was shut down for the day. And it says that she is 18 years old. I saw people doing the thing that they did for Mary Kate and Ashley 20 years ago, waiting until she turned 18. You're freaking weird, man. Mm-hmm. But this just in, MAGA is a cult.
Happy hour. Happy hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppyRadio.com.
Happy hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day. Happy hour will be right back.
Oh, yeah. Let's go through all the sponsors right now. I never get freaking podcasts that begin their show with like 7 live reads or sponsors. I'm like, who's listening to that? If I were that sponsor, I'd be pissed off. Well, what do I know? A lot. This following segment has been brought to you by Cheeky Mouth Guards at getcheeky.com. When I tell you it's the best way to quit biting on the side of your mouth, I'm a man of my words. Getcheeky.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 30%. Shimmerwood CBD drinks at shimmerwood.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 30%. GetGoodFeels.com for good vibes THC drinks. Go to GetGoodFeels.com and use promo code HOPPY to save 20%. OldGlory.com for the best t-shirts around. Use promo code HOPPY to save 15%. Garden State Distillery Dirty Vodka. GardenStateDistillery.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 15%. Aspire Green Tea Drinks at AspireDrinks.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. Afuera Coffee. AFUERA Coffee.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. FSDrinks.com. For the best boba around, use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. Oh, you're looking for the best beef jerky? BigForkBrands.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. And finally, are you looking for a good energy bar? QuantumSquares.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. All of these are on my website, RyanHoppyRadio.com, RyanHoppe Radio.com. I would hope you know how to spell radio. Or it's in my podcast section. So whenever you listen to Happy Hour like you are right now, in the podcast description is all of that. We're going to come back on Happy Hour and keep this party going and going. Question to Demetrius Field, or whatever your name is. So you slide into my DMs like you're the next Dave Chappelle asking to come onto my show. I'm thinking, hey, he's probably got jokes. But then he finds out it's a podcast and says he doesn't do that. Funk that. You got 300,000 TikTok followers, which is respectable. And you think you're too good for a mic that isn't strapped to a ring light? Boy, this is an open mic night at the Cellar in New York City. This is an open mic night with Jared Waters. Get off your high horse and get a sense of humor that's longer than your 15-second reels. Funk that.
In your heart, you know he's right. Doors closing. Now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppy in the morning.
It's Happy Hour!
Hey, what's up? It is Kevin Ralston, host of the KVJ Show, and you are listening to Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, what's going on? It's Virginia from the KVJ Show at 97.9 WRMF, and you're listening to Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe is your alternative to the typical morning show with fake dating segments.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
Whitney Purvis says her ex prevented her from attending their son Weston's funeral.
Mike was off. Yeah, this is the girl from 16 Kids or not 16. Okay. Take two. She is from 16 and pregnant. And obviously, if the mother is not allowed to attend the kid's funeral, She's a trash bag and a deadbeat. We all know the alleged rumors that she's on drugs.
2 weeks after the 16 and pregnant alum shared that her 16-year-old son, Weston Gosa Jr., had died, she's accusing her ex, Weston Gosa, of keeping her and her family from attending the June 14th funeral, after allegedly telling her the wrong time for the gathering. Whitney writes in a June 18th Facebook post, "You had to be on a list to get into the funeral. Guess who wasn't on the list? Me and all my friends and family were not allowed to come in. I have several witnesses who heard the funeral home tell me I was not on the list, as well as themselves." The former reality star continues, "It wouldn't matter what time I got there. I wasn't getting in. If that wasn't sick enough, they tried to spin it around and say..."
Wow. When you're making family drama something online, you're a trash bag.
I was 2 hours late to his funeral, and I knew it was at 2. Like, come the hell on. I would never. Use your brain. Who would come 2 hours late? I was told 4.
This is sad because I know people that have dealt with this where like a kid dies and then the family gets together. Because funerals are awkward, but you can't rewrite the past. All the pictures they're using is of you when the kid was younger. He was 16.
The 33-year-old accuses her ex of only allowing her mom and uncles to attend the funeral, despite him having allegedly invited, quote, over 100 people. Whitney writes, "I wasn't allowed to have any emotional support there. I had already invited people close to me that had been a part of little Weston's life growing up."
God, she's freaking hot. But she's like crazy, like not in a good way, you know what I mean?
Before Big Weston let me know I couldn't invite them. That is some evil shit to do to someone.
What's the other side of this story? Because they say there's her side, his side, and then the truth.
Why could we not just celebrate our love for Weston? You have to take this opportunity to make me suffer even more.
Whatever. Cassie threatens man over freak off video. Here's the audio.
Yeah, you don't have to see it, but it's my life and I'll kill you.
Oh, it is. Yeah, this is the thing. Cassie may be a victim of abuse from Diddy, but she's no saint. She's no angel.
No, I will kill you if you don't show me right now. I will kill you and
Oh, this is a real feminist, all right?
I will hide you and I will cut you up and put you in the dirt right
That sounds good. Taking after your boyfriend Diddy.
now. Pull it up. If you have it, pull that up. Because if not, I'm going to kill you and then he's going to kill you again. So just do it. Pull that up right now.
Whatever.
You got that pull that up.
Got it.
I'm going to kill you. You don't understand. I don't give a I've never killed anybody in my life, but
Really taking after Diddy. What is it? They say you're the 5 people you hang around?
I will kill you because you're with me. You're with me in my life right now. If I saw a video of you doing anything that you didn't want.
Trust me, Cassie, there's nothing frightening. There is nothing edgy about a girl that gets around. You're not threatening. Just being honest.
People to see, I would show you the video so you could tell me what the happened. You're playing games with me, telling me you saw some. Now you're saying you didn't see some. You're with me. I'm going to you up.
Oh, jeez. Or maybe you'll actually fuck him.
I don't think you understand.
Since you fucked everybody.
And it's not going to be my hands, and it's not going to be blood on my hands.
Oh,
Someone else is going to do it.
Yeah, because you're a coward.
So you have to tell me right now, and I'm recording this whole shit, FYI.
Oh, God, you sound like a trash bag.
Tell me what the you're talking about.
I don't know. Well, one thing we're not talking about is your integrity. And then here, before we end the show, Pacers star guard Tyrese Halliburton is scheduled to play in the NBA Finals tonight. He has been awful this series. I am not a Pacers fan because I'm a Bulls fan, and I find their colors to be very annoying, but I have been rooting for them because I don't like the flopping of Oklahoma City. But I'm also at a point where if you're not going to show up, it's hard to root for you. Tyrese Halliburton, you're not out of it. 15 years ago, Kobe Bryant came from a 3-2 deficit. 3 games that the Oklahoma City Thunder have won and 2 that the Pacers have won. It's possible. If you are as great as you say you are, I don't think you're overrated, but people think you're overrated. If you are as great as you say you are, you will win this series. it is not guaranteed that you make it to the finals again. So seize the moment and ball out tonight. If not, we're going to have to see SGA be all happy and flopping.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
And like that, he's gone.
You probably had Taco Bell before.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
I'll kick you in the nuts and we'll call it a day.
Happy Hour is now over.
Happy Hour is now over.
Game over. This concludes our broadcast day. Good night, and God bless America.
Doors closing.